welcome to History Miami Museum. My name is Ingrid and we're going to be talking about archaeology. What is archaeology? Archaeology is the study of the past, which includes finding items that people left behind from prehistoric times to now. The scientists who study archaeology are called archaeologists. Their job is to understand cultures and piece together the daily life of such people. Although archaeology sometimes finds fossils like the ones shown in these cases, it is not always their priority. These were from the dig site from the 1980s at Old Cutler, near the Aryan State. They also have found human remains and studied on what it must have been like for such humans 12,000 years ago during their ice age. The mural that you see here has a whole array of animals from the Ice Age period. Do you recognize any of them? Perhaps a mammoth, maybe a jaguar. You would be surprised to know that such animals lived here in our own backyard. Can you spot in this mural the three humans? It might be difficult to see, but in the top right corner you will find them. Considering that they look like they're hiding behind the trees, it is safe to say that prehistoric life was tough and somewhat scary, especially with big animals running around. We can see from this case on the left-hand side the tools that we use to hunt such animals. What is the word prehistoric? Prehistoric means before written history. People long ago did not write down or document their everyday life. So it makes it hard for archaeologists to learn the language and the stories that could have been long ago. We do on rare occasions have where prehistoric humans left behind handprints and also drawings to show what their day-to-day life was. Now, if we were to look at this mural, we can see a whole different scene. Gone are those giant mammals, and instead there is a growth in human population. This is what our area looked like about 5,000 years ago. The reason that you don't see the animals from our last mural is because they went extinct. Extinct means that they have completely died out, maybe from the changing climate or because prehistoric humans hunted them till they were no more. Do you see the homes that they're making? Or how about the fish on the fire? How is this different from our daily life? I find it that we have many similarities. We need shelter for warmth and protection from the elements, and we also need food to keep our energies up. They're also making canoes. We can see this canoe here on display. Many civilizations have used waterways as a meaning of traveling. This is around the time that the Everglades, our river of grass, first formed in South Florida. And paleo-indigenous people are living in elevated land called hardwood hammocks. Remember how I mentioned the role of an archaeologist and how they piece together clues to finding how a group of people lived? Well, in this case, even though we don't know the language that these prehistoric people spoke or how they practiced their culture, we do know from clues left behind what their day-to-day consisted of and also what kind of food they ate. Now, if you follow me, we can continue to talk about the indigenous people who made this place home. In this section, we'll be talking about some of the original inhabitants of South Florida known as the Tequesta. Do you recognize any of these items? These items represent what archaeologists found at the archaeological dig sites where the Tequesta once called home. Now, we really don't know the true name of the Tequesta tribe. This is because when Europeans arrived in 1513, they gave this name to the tribe after interacting with them. And they wrote it down in their journals. Even though they were documenting their lives, it doesn't mean that they were writing down their whole truth. What we know about the Tequesta tribe is that their diet consisted of marine animals, as well as deer and small mammals. They were also able to turn these bones of these animals into necklaces and hunting tools. How do we know this? Well, archaeologists found evidence to support this idea. Remains of animals that were eaten, along with decorative items and tools made from available materials. One of the biggest discoveries in Miami was that of the Miami Circle. Back in the mid-1990s, archaeologists found a large circle carved into Oolitic limestone, and in that limestone they found a dolphin skull bone, a Caribbean monk seal skeleton, now extinct, a shark skeleton, and a turtle shell. This is that turtle shell. The Miami Circle is located at the mouth of the Miami River, where Biscayne Bay meets the Atlantic Ocean. From clues and items archaeologists gathered, it was determined that the Miami Circle was likely a place for trading. How do we know this? Well, rocks and other items found in the area of the Miami Circle show that they come from as far away as the Yucatan Peninsula and other areas from the Midwest region of North America. These items were evidence of trade networks among the indigenous people of North and Central America. History Miami Museum serves as a repository for many items found at the dig sites across Miami-Dade County. Artifacts and other objects are stored, cared for, and studied for scientists and historians. The museum also uses items to create exhibitions about our local history and people who have made this area their home over time. For more information about prehistoric South Florida and about the Tequesta, you can visit our website at HistoryMiami.org. Thank you.